What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Agree to Disagree. Phillies losers, 9 out of 10. We're going to break it all down.
Not great.
Let's go.
Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Welcome in,
hello.
everybody.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hello. Disagree to Disagree. Only on HUD
Open the
Radio.
window.
Every Sunday, we're brought to you by our doc. Make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, location in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them right down there on the web. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. As always, Brian Wilson, Greg Mlakavik. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, giddy up. Let's talk about it. Crumb of the week at the end of the show. NBA Finals is on. Game 2 is on right now. It's going to be a 1-1 series going to Indiana.
Oh, don't get ahead of yourself.
I love getting ahead. Time for changes. We're staying the course for the Phillies. We're going to discuss that. Swept by the Pirates. Lose 9 of 10. Okay, lose 9 of 10. Run to our poll question. This Phillies team needs more than just a lineup change to get back to its winning ways. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, that's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow, join the conversation. I disagree. I don't think this is who they are. Okay. They're a roller coaster. When they're hot, they're all hot. We know it now. When they're cold as a group, they're all cold as a group. When it comes to this lineup, the pitching staff's been really good. Okay, so this isn't about anything more than this lineup goes cold, and when they go cold, they go extremely cold. This is who they are. I mean, it's not they're a really good baseball team. So we could talk. We could yell and scream, and next week they could, over the next 14 games, they go 10-4. All right.
I have a few concerns, Tommy.
Come on,
I
guys.
agree with what you're saying, though, because I would disagree as well. But I have a few concerns. There's a few things that I'm pretty concerned about.
This isn't the concerns, right?
No, I totally agree with you though. Like I figured we could also win 8 in a row. Starting next week, and we're right back in first in the NL East. But obviously we need Harper healthy, and the lack of production in center field and the lack of Alec Boehm doing anything is really hurting us. Because I was expecting them to do a little something. There too. And you can put that field. You can put Stott in there right now. You put Stott in there right now.
Almost the whole lineup.
Yeah.
But listen, the lineup's going to come and go, right? In terms of their production. I'm talking about, right? They're gonna go through this. This is who they are, right? I don't like it, but this is who they are.
Well, it's what they've shown.
Yep.
Like for years, couple years now.
Now, listen, they're gonna go get hot again, and everything's gonna be right in the world. And anybody that was critical of it is gonna be like, oh, look, there's people who are gonna be like, the people that are critical are gonna be like, well, look, I told you. No.
The receipt keepers.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it. This is who they are. It's mind-boggling, but I do have concerns that the bullpen. I would like to somehow get a center fielder in here.
Yeah, I'd love Jaron Duran. I'd love Jaron Duran.
Talk dirty to me, Wills.
The only problem is he's a lefty, but I'd love Jaron Duran.
Don't give me. Well, can we get Cedric Mullins a little bit? Maybe.
Problem with Cedric Mullins is he's hit like $190 the last year and a half. That's the only issue with Cedric.
So when those guys go down, when those little guys start going really to that point,
you go get me Duran and Chapman.
I mean, I think Duran can play. I think he's probably available because the Red Sox stink out loud,
and they want room for Roman Anthony.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Like, I feel like he's available. I feel like. I don't think he would be crazy expensive either. I mean, he's a good player. But
he's going to be expensive.
I don't think but he doesn't really have a future with Boston. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I agree there.
They're only willing to move him for less, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you're still going to have to garner a pretty good, probably 2 prospects for him, but you don't have to break the bank for him.
Yeah, Painter's not involved in that deal. To your point.
Oh no, not at all.
You can Ranger and Bohm, maybe Mick and Bohm, because they want a right-handed first baseman.
Yeah, well, I'm fine with
start
that.
to start,
Well,
right?
He hasn't hit since he went to first base. So
no, I agree there.
He hasn't hit all year.
I thought he started to hit before
he
he
looked like he was starting to.
Felt like he was coming out of it, yeah.
And he went to
But
first base.
His slugging is pitiful.
Yeah, to that and to the poll, I'm going to agree to the poll. I think, and it might not work, and it might be a Band-Aid, right? It might be a scapegoat type of move, but I think someone has to go.
Someone has to go.
In terms of like Kevin Long, for example. And I'm not saying what either of you guys have said is not wrong, right? That's what this team is. But it feels like this team is dead in the water right now, right? There's no emotion. They say that they can turn it on at any time, but we've seen if you go into last season, they're not able to do that as well as they have in the past, right? It just feels like right now they're stagnant as a group. They're stagnant.
There's only one guy having good at bats right now. It's Turner.
And he's even at bat to at bat. Like, what are you doing, right? You know what I mean? But when you look at the grand scheme of things, he is the only guy right now that is hitting. And I only bring up Kevin Long just because you look at Marsh, you look at Stott, you look at Rojas, those young guys. They haven't taken that step forward, right? They haven't taken that leap. And I get a lot of it is on them themselves. But you look up and down this lineup throughout this whole weekend, there's no team approach once we get there, right? Like ninth inning today, perfect example. Turner hits that double, huge double. They naturally walk Schwarber. You have a rookie on the mound going for his first win or first save or whatever it is, and now Bohm swings the first pitch.
Not to mention, it's a prime time for Trey to try to take third. Maybe take a pitch or two.
Take a pitch. And listen, we talk about it all the time on here, right?
Trey wanted that double. That's a single for like 90% of the league. He went and got that double, and then Boom ruins it by swinging first fucking pitch. Lazy double play ground ball.
And we talk about it all the time, right? Like, you don't want to necessarily give a take sign to these major leaguers, right? We want them to have the ability to hunt their pitch. But I just feel like in situations like this, that double play to end the game was probably the most, outcome that was going to happen, right? Like, everybody guessed that was going to happen.
I smelled it coming.
And then final point, like, you look at the Kepler signing in the offseason and the reports behind Kevin Long seeing something in his swing that he thought that he could tinker with and fix in Max Kepler. Max Kepler has generally just been hurt his entire career, right? That's really what's held him back. Now you come here and he's healthy. He's just not helping. He's not hitting. He's not doing anything. So that's where I'm just in the mode right now of something needs to happen. If you want to make a trade right now, cool, let's do that, right? But I just feel like something else needs to happen more than just a lineup change.
I still feel like I thought that when we signed him that he's strictly a guy against righties. Like, I feel like you can't play him against lefties.
He had played his whole career because, I watched a lot of them in Minnesota when he was healthy. But yeah, we get the health part. We just now no longer get the production part, right? and like I said, I get it's a Band-Aid. I get it's a move, right?
He hasn't played all the time either, Greg. So, it's not like he's always played. He's going to play a guy who's going to play 160 here. So
it was just because he was hurt, though.
Yeah, but here. Like,
yeah.
He's not getting ran out there every day to try to come out of it.
He's had a couple of good. Listen, he obviously. I would love more from him, but I'm looking more at the everyday guys. Is where I'm really.
But he's an everyday guy because we face mostly righties.
He's not an everyday guy. He doesn't play against lefties.
Well,
yeah.
Those
guys to me just don't get rhythms. I'm not a big fan of that, CJ. I'm a big fan of running in my outfield out there every day. You know what I mean?
I feel like this. It's time to just say that Trey's your leadoff hitter every day. He's the best. He's given the best at bats. Just make him leadoff hitter every day. And it helps to say this now when Bryson's struggling, but just make him the leadoff hitter every day. And I'd rather have just put Bryson in a spot and let him know he's going to be there. Maybe that'll help him.
Well, that too. Because as soon as we shuffled the lineup around, as soon as we shuffled it when Bryce went out, right? All hell broke loose in a bad way.
Obviously, it does hurt that our best player is not healthy. We need him to get healthy, but it seems like he's not going to be bad, right? Like 10 days and he'll be back. So
Yeah,
I mean, I'd like to win a game without him at some point here. What is it? What are we 1-8 now without him? I'd like to win a couple games without him here. We have enough. We've been pitching great. Can we score a couple runs? How many runs have we up this weekend? 3, 4?
In the 9 games that we've lost, we've averaged 2.4 runs in the 9 games that we've lost. 5 of the last games, we've scored 1 run.
Yeah, I mean, and
in that 2.4 is a 7-run outburst when we got beat 17-7. Over our last 10, we've averaged 3 runs per game, and that includes that 7, and that includes that 8 in Toronto.
Yeah, and we scored 6 of that in the first, I think, right?
Yeah.
And the 7, we scored 5 in the 9th when the game was over, basically.
When it was over.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that it's not working. The Phillies are in prime position to be fine. It's obviously we're not playing good baseball right now. We got to turn it around. 2 weeks ago, we were playing great.
We will. Like I said,
I'm not overly concerned because I think pitching wins and we have really good pitching. Still think that we need another arm in the bullpen. We got to figure out what we're doing. We have too many starters. Hasn't crept up to hurt us yet because you've had Wheeler had a kid and Noel's been banged up and we haven't called Painter up yet. But now that we got Mick Abel around, there's too many starters. Someone's going to have to go to the pen. And Ranger's the logical answer because we need a lefty, but Ranger's pitching great. I don't want to put him in the pen when he's pitching great, so it's tough. It's tough to figure out what they got to do here, but they got to make a decision soon.
He is pitching great, but we also realize someone mentioned in the chat on Wednesday that he signed with Boris recently, so we know Boris isn't going to like that move to the pen, potentially.
I don't give a fuck what Boris likes.
I hear you. You, me, and Tommy might not like it, but it is what it is, right? You know what I mean? We know that game.
I know what I would do.
But that's why
I would just bring Painter up and put Painter in the pen.
Yeah, but they're not going to. Did you hear? Apparently they said that when Painter comes up, he's starting.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I've heard. Starting. He's not going to the pen.
Well, they're morons then.
Literally what they said.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
They said he's a starting pitcher, and when he's called up, he'll be starting pitcher. So, I mean, listen, if you want to take that route, that's fine. But we got to figure out what we're doing with the pen.
Well,
I do agree with you, Tom, that it would seem like that would be the smart move with the young guy. Yeah. We've seen it happen in the past and with many guys where they come, they're dominant starters.
Then do it with Abel then. Then do it with Abel then. If they're not going to do it with Painter, then do it with Abel. So you have to do it with one of the two. So pick the guy. That being said, this lineup needs to wake the hell up. Because I know early on in the show about, I would say 11 minutes ago, this is who they are, and their ups and downs. It's got to stop. Somebody's got to put an end to it. We watched the same. We read the same story. We watched the same show on TV. It's the same thing. It's the same thing when they're hot, and when they're cold. It's the worst baseball you could ever watch in terms of ABs. And the one thing I had towards because I read this somewhere else too, Greg, is the Kevin Long. Just stop. We got to stop with that. Not you. Just that conversation. This isn't a hitting coach. I mean, guy, you can lead the horse to water. Guy's got to want to drink it, to want to get better, or to want to see what he's doing wrong, or have plate discipline, whatever. I mean, whatever it is, have a great at bat. That's all we have to talk about. It's called having great ABs. So if guys don't know how to have great ABs at this point, then that's who they are. And if you're a selfish guy and you think the only pitch you're ever going to hit is the first pitch fastball, then you're not a big leaguer, babe. Then you're not a big leaguer. And I'll be the first to say, if you're scared to hit with 2 strikes, or you're scared to get down 0-1, then you're not a real good hitter anyway. You're a mental midget. That's what you are, though. I'm just going to be clear with it. I'm going to call it how it is. So if you notice guys who are scared to get down 0-1 and swing first pitch all the time, those guys are probably mental midgets most of the time. Throughout a game, when you have a feel, if you have a feel like a guy for your team, or a feel on how the pitcher's going, you have to have those feels inside a game, and inside a season, and inside a losing streak, and inside a winning streak. You have to have the feels of the game.
Yeah, like
they make yourself
baseball, Tommy.
Yeah,
you know
they make yourself a really good baseball player. You just have to have the feels for the game. And this lineup to me doesn't have those feels. And like when you lose 5 out of 6, hold on, when you lose 5 out of 6, it's time for you to change the approach, babe. Right? When you lose 5 out of 6, it's time, like, okay, before you even get to Pittsburgh, you get swept in Pittsburgh, you should get thrown in the Allegheny. Are we okay here? It's the Allegheny, right?
Yeah.
There's one of them. There's three.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, you're good.
Felt right. Felt right. Came off the tongue well, and it felt good.
That's one of them. I think there's the Eries over there as well. There's a few.
Yeah, but leave them up there because this is inexcusable because it continues to happen. You get hot, and then when they're cold, like can we have like every other team in baseball? Can we have like half the lineup be hot at a point, and then the other half get hot, and then not just be cold, hot? Like they don't give you any breathing room. They don't give you water like heat up.
Yeah, know your situation, like you're saying, because I understand when Skeens is in the game that like Skeens has got dominant shit, and you get a fastball early down the middle. Okay, you're trying to hunt it, but now we're in the 9th inning with a guy on second base who's a great base stealer, Alec. Take a couple pitches. Yeah. With 1 out, we would love to get him to third. This is simple shit. Knowing the situation, simple shit. If you can't do that, I don't even know what to say to you anymore. Because I'm at my wit's end with Alec Bohm. And I love Trey in the box. He's killing me in the field. And I'm not going to give him too much because he's the only one swinging the fucking bat. But, I mean, can we move him to center field?
Yeah, I think it's an off-season thing. But, yeah, I think it's happening. I think it's becoming clear that he can't stay there. Right, but you obviously don't make that move in season.
Yeah, they're not going to, and Miller's not ready yet. But you would think he'd be ready next year, hopefully.
Hopefully, but an outfield,
But yeah, Trey in center makes sense.
An outfield of Duran, Trey, and Castellanos looks a lot better than what we have right now. Just hypothetically speaking,
I would love Jaron Duran. Don't get me excited.
Or anybody in left field. With Trey in center, Harper back in left. Harper turn or Castellanos, Turner, Harper back in first, depending on what's out there. I'm a little bit more concerned and worried than you guys, and I understand your guys' hesitancy to get too antsy and too nervous, but like I feel just like I'm watching the same team like last year, right? I feel like it's the same because it is, right? But I feel like it's the same things. Nothing's changed. And that's where, like, my concern level is a bit higher just because it feels like, and it maybe is, the exact stuff that we've watched over the last year to the point where it's almost like,
Greg,
did we miss our shot in 22 and 23? Was that it?
It's the same stuff because the guys that we needed to step up have not stepped up.
No, great.
You know that they're going to pitch around Harper, and you know they're going to pitch around Schwarber in big situations. So these other guys, we've been saying for years now, it's going to be time for you guys to step up and get big hits, and they haven't done it. We're going on multiple years now without them doing it, and it might be time to look elsewhere because I'm almost done with Boom. JT hasn't hit nearly enough. Cassie hasn't hit enough. Bryson hasn't hit enough. Nobody's hitting fucking center field.
All right. Well, you know what I would have did? I probably would have brought back the manager this year, if anything, after last year. Okay, I probably would have started there and tried something new.
Let's go.
Okay, that being said, you want to bring him back because you made the playoffs, fine. Okay, you want to do that, be my guest. But here we are again, and we're the same team, and that's fine. And some of this is on Dave too, because we didn't do really anything off-season wise to really bolster ourselves or get better. Okay, little tinkers here and there, and sometimes that's all you need, right? I'm not saying you got to go out and make a splash every year, but I thought there was other moves to be had. And when you asked me in the beginning of the year if this team could win a World Series, I said yeah. And the reason I said yeah is I thought they would go out before the deadline, and there's still time for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But go out before the deadline and make a big time splash, or like a splash.
Like they're going to have to.
And I'm not talking about one play. I'm talking about like.
No, it's looking like they're going to have to. Like we need a bat and an arm, maybe two.
I need a right-handed bat in this lineup. Like Alec Bohm to me is tradable right now.
He's almost cuttable. He's almost cuttable. His OPS is atrocious, and he's not a great fielder. He's got no slugging. Like, oh, he's hitting 260. He's not doing anything, though. He's hitting some singles here and there. He's got too many goddamn double play ground balls. I hate his face. He's becoming a hate the face guy for me. And I don't want it to be that way, but it's getting there. Can't believe I knew he was swinging first pitch when he came up in the ninth, too. I knew it. And I'm sitting here like, oh, let's see if Trey can take third here, Alec. Let's look at a pitch. First pitch. First pitch.
Starting to rain. Like, everything's adding up to, like, hey, let's be patient here.
TJ's
Wet
trying to get you this
baseball.
cover, Tommy. I don't know if you noticed this, Tommy, but TJ's trying to get you this cover.
Yeah. Well, we're looking for it. We're looking for a little backdoor.
Backdoor talk.
TJ won't stop. Right? TJ won't quit.
No, it's not his MO.
But listen, again, a guy's tradable. A guy's tradable because he's shown production at the big league level. Okay, so in terms of that, he's tradable, but he hasn't had a good year, and that's why I said I would have fired the manager. I would have started with that because they don't want to get rid of players. They don't want to do that. They want to be buddy with everybody and keep everybody Harper wants to keep. Because that's what it's become, and that's okay. But it's become the Harper show on who he wants, and he got his guys in here, and they haven't got it done. And this is what scares me. These types of things. 9 out of 10. Right. That's where I'm like, like Greg said.
I feel like it's a hiccup though. Like it's not going to sustain.
But we'll be in the playoffs.
There's been no Wheeler. You know what I mean? Like, there's been no Wheeler for this stretch because he had a kid. There's been no Harper. It's been like it kind of timed up perfectly. And we can't hit wood if we fell out of a boat right now.
True. I mean, we are without our best players in each of their rightful positions here. But even so,
Luzardo's gotten shelled 2 starts in a row.
This is a big money lineup.
Yeah, it's a $1 billion lineup.
Listen, I'm right with you, Tommy. I'm saying we have not gotten enough from JT, from Nick. You can literally look at 6-7 positions and say we haven't gotten enough.
Nick's the least of that issue. No, I mean, Nick's batting 280.
No, listen, I'm not gonna kill Nick, but he has no power numbers.
I give you that one. Yes.
No power numbers. He's got 5 homers, 4 homers.
But yeah, on the shit list, he's low on the bottom. Like, he's low on the totem pole.
JT, great catcher. I love him. If you're not going to have any power numbers, you got to hit for a higher average. Yeah, you're not doing anything right now.
Yep.
And no one's hitting in center field. Alec's not hitting at all. Bryson's barely hitting.
I think Bryson, to me, is the most concerning because you knew it was there, or you thought it was there, and you gave the pass because of the reported injury last year, right? And you were just waiting for it, and then you moved to the leadoff spot. And he starts to show that maybe he's the guy, and then we move around the lineup again. And he doesn't stick because we face this big bad lefty, this mythical lefty that we got to change our lineup. And Tommy, I'm right with you.
He can't even hit righties though, Greg.
No. Right now,
constantly say it's about stop, but he can't hit righties.
Right now, he can't hit anything. You're absolutely right. He can't hit anything right now. He's so late on every fastball.
Leave him in a spot though. I don't even care if he plays every day. Yes. But just put him at 6th and leave him there, or put him at 7th and leave him there.
Yes.
I don't care where it is.
Just should have left Bohm at 8.
Leave him there.
You should have left Bohm at 8. Singles play at 8.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Singles play at 7 or 8, but as soon as you move them up, those singles don't play anymore.
I understand Harper went down and they had to shuffle up a little bit, but once we're fully healthy, let's set the lineup and let's keep it. Trey should be leading off every game, okay? We've been saying it for a while. This is what it should be. Trey should be leading off every game.
And JT stunk.
Yeah, he's been bad. I mean, he's a good catcher.
I mean,
great arm, but he's been
223. Guy, bad 223.
Bad.
Yeah,
flat out bad.
That's not good
again.
Enough.
And with no
he's another
numbers, right?
He's another double play waiting to happen right now.
Yeah, Marky, I agree. We give Bryson a pass because he's Harp's boy, but defensively he's great.
He's a great defender.
I also think we give Bryson a pass too because he hit damn near 300 the year we went to the World Series, so we've seen it, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen what he can be or could be. Maybe that was peak, right? Going back to maybe 22, 23, we missed our shot. And that was it, right? We got peak Bryson, rookie year, shortstop, right? You want to talk about easy move mid-season? Flip the middle guys.
Oh, I would have did that. A month
like you would talk about in-season move that mix things up? Flip the middle guys.
I would have did that a month ago.
Yeah, they're not going to do that though. But I wouldn't be against that. I'd rather just put Trey in center. Trade for a second baseman then. To me, center field is an issue. We got to figure something out because you can't just keep running Marsh and Rojas out there. They're so bad that it's infuriating.
Well, why not just do this then? I wouldn't have did it till next year, but why don't you just bring up Crawford now?
I'm fine with it.
And risk losing him though.
The problem is,
what am I losing? Can he play?
Well,
I
like to see if he can play. I like to find out if he can play.
You risk losing the mental, right? You miss Tom Brown in him. That's it.
I mean, but come on, Greg. Like if he can't handle it, then he ain't gonna be ever gonna be really good.
Listen, you get a guy from Latin America yesterday at 19 that come in here and play. So I don't want to. I don't.
Thought it happened for us, right? I just thought it happened for us.
He's 22, right? What was he? 21, 22, 21. I mean, like, come on. I mean, you can play or you can't play. I'm not going to tell you he's not going to be growing.
He's been in AAA for a full year now, right?
Pretty
close.
Essentially.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's time.
21.
Why not? But you're gonna get your best version of a guy, and he's gonna get his best version of himself playing around big leaguers, and especially big leaguers of this caliber. Like, why not get him here while these guys are still in prime years? Get him around these guys a little bit. Like, it's not just for this year; it's for next year, right? Because we do have guys under contract, and we're gonna need him to not feel like a rookie. So it's not just for this year; it's for next year too. Because now you get out of some growing pains, hypothetically. All right, now you get through it a little bit. You get guy experience at this level. Like, I know Kemp couldn't get out at AAA. He came up here, offers, and that's what's going to happen though, because you got to get through that a little bit here, through the nerves, through being a big leaguer.
The nerves of your first game, and then you face Skeen second game. Not great, but yeah, I mean.
But you get what I'm saying, though. You need to get through that.
And you know what, though? To your point, at this point, why not? Right? You get nothing else out of it. A week ago or even Wednesday, I probably would have fought you harder, and then we go get swept by Pittsburgh. And both of our guys have missed what turns out easy. Not I won't say easy balls, but they missed fly balls in the outfield that they should have caught. Both of them.
Yeah.
And so at this point, I'll throw out the proverbial. It's too soon, right? We might lose them. But in reality, if we woke up tomorrow and they said they've called him up, I'd be like, let's go.
Let's go. Two guys combined hitting like 220. All right, with 3 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
So 220 and 3 home runs.
In center field.
I'll play Russian roulette with a rookie.
Important positions on the field.
Yeah, I'll play Russian roulette with a rookie
win up the
now.
middle.
At this point, you know what I mean. At this point, I'll play Russian roulette with a rookie, and I'll keep Rojas here for defensive purposes because he's just faster than Marsh. That's the only reason. If I need him for
and he can pinch run, steal bag,
pinch run, whatever. See you, Brandon. Great locker room vibes. Don't care.
Cut your hair.
See you. Cut your hair.
Sometimes you got to shoot a hostage. Marsh might have to be that hostage.
Marsh. Well, already, there was already Stubby. Stubby was a hostage. Say it, shoot you, AAA. This is a full blown massacre here because this is a guy that is still young too, right? Which makes you a little iffy about. But who do you think has more upside, Rojas or Marsh? I would say down the road, probably Rojas.
Yeah, I would agree.
Rojas has at least two elite skills. Marsh, you can't say has elite skills.
I don't think he has one.
Right.
No.
You could say defense and speed are Rojas's 2 elite skills. And that's why I keep him, right? That's why I keep him over Marsh.
This is where Nelson hits it nail on the head here. Ever since Thompson came in, it's turned into a platoon team. No position players. Enough when acting like everybody's a utility player. You nailed it, Nelson. It's a home run comment of the night here because this is what it is.
Absolutely.
And you can't do this at the big league level, man. Like, guys need to know where they bat for the most part, and guys need to play every day.
There should be 6 guys that are playing every day. You know what I mean? There are a couple guys you can bounce around. Okay, he doesn't play against lefties. He doesn't play against righties. That's fine. But for the most part, there should be 6 dudes that are never out of the lineup, unless it's, they get a breather every once in a while.
I don't even think it should be a lefty. I think it should be a nasty lefty. Like, it doesn't have to be like every lefty. That's the problem I have with it.
Me too. It's Andrew Heaney.
Yeah.
It's every lefty. It's not Chris Sale. Cool. Chris Sale. All right.
The biggest problem with that though is they're just watching. They're looking at the numbers and they're like, well, this dude can't hit.
There ain't a number to gather. There ain't a number to gather when you don't do it. Hold on, no. They're
No,
not
I mean I hear you,
again.
but they do it sometimes. But it's mainly usually it's like
become,
situational lefties.
Yeah. Your numbers become obsolete to me when it's not done all the time. So we don't really have numbers. So for all the analytical nerds, you don't got the numbers for me because it isn't done enough. So if it was done at the same level the other way it's done, then let's have a conversation. If you're going to tell me it's that much different, then fine. Like, I'm not telling you hitting off a lefty isn't harder. And I'm a lefty, right? As a lefty hitter, I'm not telling you it's not harder, but it's not the hardest thing in the world.
And they've done it their whole career.
We're acting like it's the hardest thing in the world. Hitting a baseball is hitting a baseball. It comes out of a different arm slot, and it's called comfortability. I say it all the time. The more I got comfortable with lefties, the easier it got. And that's not talking about big league levels. That's just seeing high school lefties and college lefties. You get more comfortable with it over time. That's all I'm saying. So you guys, what do you think big leaguers are? They're not going to get more comfortable with it? Do you hit lefties in AAA?
Yeah, they hit them all the
You hit them in double A, and you come up to the pros and say, "Oh, well, you know what? That's enough.
Can't hit lefties anymore."
Yeah, we know you're developing. Like, what the hell are we talking about?
I hear you. It's like their argument will be that whenever he gets a chance, he doesn't hit lefties though. But I hear you. I mean, I'm with you. There's a couple guys. Every team has a couple guys that platoon. All right, you look around the league, it's all they do. But you don't have to have 5 guys platooning, 4 guys platooning.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And when your platoon lineup is drastically worse than your regular lineup, that's when you just got to get, all right, let me get a guy in a bat. Like, you sub one guy out when you face a lefty, right? Like, instead of throwing Wilson, Sosa, whoever, Kemp in the lineup when we face a lefty, just maybe Sosa gets a bat, Wilson stays down.
Yeah, Swoop, that's what they are. 4 years of inconsistency. But they've been a playoff team, and they're probably gonna be one again. And knowing that, they have an opportunity.
You have really good pitching. We do have really good pitching.
And with really good pitching, I feel like I'm in everything. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. Listen, I'm not out.
This is inexcusable, though. This kind of production offensively is inexcusable. I'm tired of it. But like, that's why I'm not.
You're 100% correct.
If you're gonna fire,
Greg said it earlier.
You fire a manager. You're not firing a hitting coach.
Greg was saying earlier it was the same. That it seems like the same thing for the last couple of years, because it is. It literally is. It's exactly what we've said for multiple years now. And big spots, they're going to pitch around Trey, Bryce, and Kyle. The other guys need to step up and get hits. It hasn't happened for 2 years. It's still not happening. It's about time that maybe we made a move. You got about a month and a half now before the trade deadline, right? Roughly a month and a half to the trade deadline, maybe even a little more. Like, identify what you're trying to get and go get some things done here. Because, like you said, is our window closing? I mean, I would say it's open right now, but it's definitely not. It's not opening. It's not widening, whatever you want to say. It's starting to close. Guys are getting older, so we got to strike while the iron's hot, and we have the pitching staff to do it. And we got young guys that are pretty good. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that I want to trade Mick Abel, but Mick Abel has showed he can throw. If somebody wants Mick Abel, I'd rather trade him than Painter. So
how about I don't trade either one of them?
I would rather not trade either one. I agree. McNable's got a strong neck. White Merton Hanks. I'm trying to get at the stick.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say, like, we have young position players around too that I'm not trying to trade anybody, like arm wise, unless I'm getting.
I don't know. All these guys that we bring up stink. Maybe we should go trade for a position player because all the guys that we like,
that's what I'm saying.
It's going to be good. They all stink.
I'm not trading the pitchers. I'll trade other guys down in the system. Like, I'm not trading 4 guys. There's 4 guys that aren't getting traded. You want to talk about anybody else right now? They're open for business. But Painter, Abel,
you can talk
Crawford,
to me on you can talk to me on Abel. I'm not gonna lie.
And Miller.
But I wouldn't trade Miller or Crawford or Painter at all. But you could convince me to trade Abel. But
it depends, right?
Getting a good return.
Crawford to me depends. If you're throwing Crawford a deal to get like Duran, for example, or a center fielder, or if your plan is to move Turner there next year, and he's obviously going to lock down center field for the next 10 years of his contract, then what does Crawford give you?
Not going to be playing center at 40.
Yeah, but you're right. But I'm saying you're not going to hold Crawford in the minors for 7 years.
That part, yeah.
I wonder if is there a third baseman floating around? trying to think of teams that are struggling, but
we just go to Otta.
I mean,
but I think this team needs more bullpen help than that. Like, I'll just bring up Crawford and then aim my sights on trading Abel and something else down there for a bullpen arm, and go get somebody really good back there.
Yeah, Mason Miller.
There you go.
I mean, that would be fun.
It's going to take a lot more than that, though.
But
maybe it wouldn't take more than
Abel.
But
stupid.
What did Bednard cost? Right? What is Bednard going to cost you in Pittsburgh? Right? He just went through us this week. Right? What is Chapman going to cost at Boston? Can't imagine that they're going to be super expensive.
I wouldn't want Chapman. I'll take Bednar.
Why not?
I mean, listen, I guess I would take Chapman. He's just so old now, though.
Yeah, but we don't have a fireball lefty anymore. The fat guy's trying to get skinny.
I hear you.
I'll take him for this year. No,
it's all it is a 1 year rental.
Yeah, because I'm trying to win, right? So
Boston might be a one-stop shop. You can go get Duran. We can get Chapman.
It's actually a team that you can look at easy and be like, it's probably a team that's going to move some pieces.
And we can say, hey, what about that guy Bregman?
Same thing with Baltimore.
Do you really want to pay that guy Bregman?
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to. The problem with that is he's hurt right now, but I would love Bregman.
I don't care. I think, to your point, Wilf, Baltimore's another team where I think you might be able to go
they
hunting.
have a lot of young guys, but they're not playing well.
Felix Bautista.
No, Felix Bautista.
As you mentioned, Tommy, Cedric Mullins. But if you want to win, why don't you ask about Gunnar? See what a package for Gunnar cost. It'll be a lot.
How about the other kid? Is he out all year? The other kid I really
Westberg?
like. He's hurt. Yeah, I like Westberg a lot.
Yeah, Westberg. I think he is hurt.
Damn, I know he's hurt. I don't know if he's out all year, but I like Jordan Westberg. I would love to pry him. I'd love to get a righty, but it's just at this point, I'm open for a center fielder. We got to bring a center fielder in, and then we definitely need a bullpen arm. That's a given.
Yeah.
Well, I just think it's
at least one.
When you have one, like you have one down there. So, like, he's hit at every level. There's not the power numbers.
You can bring him up, Tommy. I'm fine with that.
No, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about them. Like, he doesn't have the power numbers. I just looked this up the other night on the show, right?
Yeah, but we don't have any power numbers anyway.
He's batting
it's the hard hit. Not necessarily. Yeah, it's the hard hit numbers.
Greg, hard hit or not, he's batting .349 in AAA.
Ooh, Trevor Story's another name.
But, like, what else does he have to do?
I hear you.
Like, he's betting .349, guys. Hard hit or not, there comes a point you're outplaying where you're at.
Yeah.
23 stolen bases in 52 games. He's outplaying where he's at. 25 walks.
100%.
Come on, guys.
And he's been there for almost a full year.
The OPS is not high. It's never been high. It's not going to be high.
Yeah.
But the average will be high.
What did Tommy just say? 3 homers and 20 ribbies, and they're hitting 220. I mean, I think he could do that. I think he could give us 300. That.
He's going to give you 300. He's got 3 triples. He's got 12 doubles. So it's not like he can't hit a double. Like, I don't know what else to say. He batted, what did he bet down there last year? In Double A, he batted 323 in Double A last year.
Yeah.
Sorry, 333.
And now he's hitting 350 in AAA.
350 in AAA. I mean, at some point, you outplay
and our center fielders currently couldn't hit Wood if they fell out of
Did Tony have hard contact? If it were hard contact rates, for my hard contact rate guys, I'm not calling them Justin Crawford, Tony Gwynn here. But did he have hard contact rates? Do we have that information?
They didn't measure it back then.
Okay, good. Because I measure with my eyeballs. He didn't. All right. I can measure with my goddamn eyeballs, right? So come on. It doesn't matter. Greg, don't get caught up. You're better.
This is where you take the argument and go like overboard, right? Like I'm with you at this point. Right? But I mean, you look at some of the hits, and hey, they're hits, but are they hits in the bigs?
Well, what is a hit? A hit's a hit. What does that mean?
I'm just saying, like the holes in the infield, the gaps aren't going to necessarily be there.
9 guys in the fucking field, Greg. I mean,
yeah, but we know the dimensions. Listen, we're
7 over here.
As we said, right? I'm just playing devil's advocate, and
okay. This is what he does in shorts in a tee. Not sure if it's going to translate. Like he's batting 350 shorts in a tee. It's closed environment. It's what we do on tee work.
All I'm saying is pro guys get to a lot more balls than the minor league guys, though. We know that, right?
Maybe.
So he hits 310, not 350?
He's not hitting 300 this year. or next year.
Okay. All right.
He's not hitting 300 this year, next year.
I love that. He's not hitting 300 this year or next year. So
do we understand the pressure that we're going to put on this kid?
No, Greg, the pressure of the family name alone.
I was going to say, his dad's got pressure for being his father.
It's true.
Every year, Greg, every level.
The pressure on his kids. They're professional athletes.
Level. Some guys just hit. Some guys just wake up and they're hitters. Every single level he's hit at.
He has.
So what makes you think he can't come here and hit 280, 300 when he's just a hitter? Some guys are just hitters.
Maybe he does. I've been wrong a bunch of times, so it's not shocking that I would be wrong again, right?
It's not about you being right or wrong.
No. I'm just saying my eyes tell me something when I'm watching him play. He has all the tools in the world. Like we said on Wednesday, next year. But if our ineptitude at center field right now pushes that up, I'm good with it.
Is he better than Marsh?
Yes.
Okay, so then why the fuck is he not up? That's literally the only answer. That's the only question that should be answered.
Dude, they wasted no time. And Clearwater, he batted 344, and they said, that's enough. And they sent him right up to Reading. Right? After 69 games, they said, that's enough. Played in Reading for 40 and batted 333. And they said, that's enough. Okay? And they said, that's enough after he played A-plus ball. After Clearwater, he played A-plus ball the next year for 70. Batted 301. And then they said, okay, enough of that. Up to Double-A. Okay, I'm going to go up that ante and bat 333 at Double-A. They said enough of that after 40 games. Now they brought him up to Triple-A. 52 games in, and he goes, enough of that, 349. So he's just telling you enough. His numbers are saying, hey, that's the fuck enough. Enough, guys. I'm ready. That's what his numbers are telling me. If we're going to be number guys, that's what they read. They sat here and told me enough's enough. The more I look at it myself. And I don't got any of those big degrees either to really break it down. How's it going to translate? He's going to hit. That's how it's going to translate. I'm going to help everybody.
Call him up.
I'm going to help everybody.
I'm fine with DFA and Marsh.
Well, the good thing about Marsh is you have options. So you don't have to DFA him. You can send him down.
He has an option?
So many guys still have options.
Damn.
Yeah, what
let me find that there's a tweet out there.
I thought he was out of options. If he's got an option, send him down.
Like again, Aiden Miller's not ready. Okay, because he hasn't done it.
He's not ready. He's still too young.
He's in Reading betting 238, right, guys, with 6 homers. Cool, right? But he's not ready yet.
No, but everyone says he's going to be awesome, but he's not ready.
Now he's 21 already, and somehow he's not ready.
Because he was old. Yeah, he was old. We drafted him.
Oh, he just turned it. It's June 9th. Tomorrow he turns 21. So, yeah. But, yeah, I know it. I know it's harder than Double-A.
Well,
but
listen,
if it's harder than Double-A, he's batting 239. So
you can't say. Listen, what I will say is that the younger prospects are in Double-A. But AAA is guys that have been in the show, out of the show, in the show, out of the show. It's got guys that are half professionals in AAA. You still got to go up there and hit, and they're not giving you at bats. It's like I would say that there's more dynamic guys that could be stars in AA. Is facts. Well. But besides that, these other guys aren't like
here it is.
They're not pieces of shit. These are guys that hop up and down between teams. Like
scumbags.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's not like he went back to A ball.
No, you nailed it. You nailed it. There might be better elite talent at Double-A, but AAA has the guys on rehab assignments.
Yeah, it's got the guys that are like that go up and down between the teams.
Yeah, sent down, back up. Guys who have been close forever.
Yeah.
So that's what you
guys
get there.
that are grinding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the options. Right, Wilson and Banks have one option left, so they have one more. I think an option is down and up, right, or just down.
Tanner?
Yeah, Tanner Banks.
Oh, okay.
Marsh, Rojas, and that guy, the kid that made his MLB debut the other day, Rangel, they have 2 options left. So that's now Rangel's 1. And then Stott, Abel, Kirkering, and Lazar, he's pointless. They have 3 options left. So Marsh and Rojas have 2 options left. So you don't even have to DFA them if you don't. You just move them down.
You could easily just move Marsh down. I mean, he might be upset because he's been in the league for a while now, but you're playing like dog shit.
He doesn't have his 5 years. You lose your options after 5 years.
He's playing like dog shit.
Like Bohm is only not eligible for options because he's after 5 years.
Like maybe get him down and have him, just bat him third in AAA and just get him at bats. Maybe something happens, And
you thought the rehab assignment would have done that, right? He came back. He actually started hitting a little bit after the rehab, but then he's going back to being Marsh. And I've always been a big Marsh guy. I've always been give the guy at bats. Let's see if he could do it every day. Well, obviously this year he's gotten the at bats, and he's proven that he's not an everyday center fielder.
Yeah, it's what's infuriating is, we were talking about it earlier about knowing the situation. Like the other night, 3-0, bases loaded. You know, 2 fastballs are coming right down the middle, and he misses both of them. Swing and misses one, fouls the other one off, a weak foul ball. Like, dude, if you can't hit that fastball right there, 3-0, bases loaded, you can't play. I'm sorry. Yeah. Fastball right down the middle. How could you not be all over it? That's the only pitch that's coming there. Well, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it.
Well, why are we swinging 3-0 anyway?
No, he didn't. He took the 3-0. I think took the 3-0, 3-1, he swung and missed. Then he fouled one off, and then he took strike 3. So yeah, he did take the 3-0 pitch. But again, it was 3 straight fastballs though after that. Fastball.
Listen, some guys are what
they
are.
All over it.
Guys, we overhype guys around here because like they got a cool beard or they got a hit in a big spot one time, or we traded for him and we expect him to be good because that's what we needed. And he's young and we'll overhype it and he's cool and he's got good vibes, right? He's a vibe guy. And we'll fall in love, not us on this show per se, but in general in this city. And we'll overhype and expect more from a guy that just is what he is. Okay, the only guy that we should be expecting more from essentially is Bryson Stott because he was drafted high. There's more
Stott
factors.
And boom, in my opinion.
And boom. Boom. Anybody else, we shouldn't be. We're getting what they are. Yohan Rojas getting what he is. Brandon Marsh getting what he is. Trey Turner defensively at shortstop, we're getting what he is. Okay, move him to second base, or if you don't want to move him to center field this year, move him to second base. Simple as that. Move Bryson Stott to short. See if it lights a spark in your team a little bit. Everybody else, Max Kepler is who he is. Nicky Katz, he's had a good year. I'm sure the power numbers will come at some point for him.
Yeah, you would think they will.
Okay,
they usually have.
JT's old. JT's old, and the offensive numbers have keep going down year after year. And I've seen it coming. And nobody wants to talk to him.
He plays more than every other catcher. We'll give him that. But still,
nobody wants to talk about his front hip leaks on every swing. Nobody wants to be Captain Obvious from a couch. And we want to fire a hitting coach. So that tells me that guys probably just don't want to change what they are. All right, that's because other people commented in on that. So that's what I'm trying to be clear of. I have no problem. Like Kevin Long ain't paying my bills, right, by any stretch. But the guy has a track record. And it's hard to blame it on him.
Yeah.
It's hard to blame Bryson Stott, Alec Bohm. I don't know what these guys think. I don't know. I've heard stories about Bryson Stott's ego from a lot of people. So, and I'm sure Bohmer's got the same type of ego. So if that's the case, maybe those guys aren't coachable. We just assume it's one thing. Maybe he's got some uncoachable kids. Because the numbers are speaking that way. We thought Kevin Long don't know hitting now. Now Kevin Long doesn't know hitting. Not to you, right? But Kevin Long doesn't know hitting. Come on, of course he does. It's up to the guys if they want to listen or not. And everybody swings different in a way, right? So you gotta cater to what guys are comfortable doing too. And a lot of guys, this is what got them here. It's hard to change, man. It's hard to change muscle memory. And it's sure hard to change if they're trying to get these guys to launch more baseballs or what. I don't know, right? I would need to be a fly on the wall for some of those hitting talks and hitting meetings. But I got to venture to say that he's telling them the right things. But you can't go hit for somebody. You can't go be smart enough to grind out an AB and take a pitch, right? Just to say, you know what?
Yeah.
You know
like
what?
Just knowing your situation.
Yeah. Like, you know what? The guy before me got out on 3 pitches. Let's grind this guy out a little bit. Even if he gets
was so obvious.
We were doing it.
Was so obvious.
We were doing it all early in the season. We talked about it on nauseam on here. How great the at-bats were, how much how quickly we got into the bullpens, and then we ripped bullpen pitchers. Now we're just, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 10 games, but it's not a good trend, obviously, Greg, at all. And like the one tonight that was so badly obvious in the ninth inning. Like we said, I'm okay with you trying to hunt a first pitch fastball against Skeens because he's filthy and you're not going to get much better. But once we're in the bullpen and we got a guy on second with 1 out in ninth, and he's our best stolen base guy. How about we take 2 pitches and see if he can take third?
Yeah.
Then we can get a fly ball and tie the game. This is simple shit, Alec. It's simple shit.
It is. Johnny, sending prayers to your brother.
Prayers up, Johnny.
Over 40 days in the hospital for Johnny.
Jesus.
So we're all thinking
prayers
about
up,
you.
Brother.
Tom said muscle memory, and he immediately thought of Markel Fultz. Yeah. But no, I mean, listen, come on. Let's go here. So
big week too, because the Cubs are good coming in.
Yeah.
We got what? Cubs and Toronto again. We get Toronto back.
Yeah, that's all. At home this time though, right? Yeah.
So
would love to see Wheels. Obviously, Wheels tomorrow. First game.
Wheels tomorrow.
After having this kid, love to see Wheels come out and shove tomorrow. We need it.
Well,
Wheels is all captain TikTok now. Did you see that?
No, we might need a shutout. You know the way this offense is going.
Yeah,
we need a shutout.
We're playing Boyd.
But this is what aces do, man.
He's been pretty good.
Aces need to come in and shut the door on shit like this.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
So this is what aces need to do. So
no, I agree.
You know that's how. Listen,
and I'm still not. Listen, I'm not out in the Phillies, but it's we're getting to the time where we might have to think about making some moves, like we were talking about. It might be time.
I think
I'm fine with Crawford being.
It's beyond time. It's just a matter of, to your point, what move is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I just we could, like we said, we could talk about Harper being out. We could talk about. By the way, that's a super weird situation, but I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, we can talk about Harper being out. We can talk about Wheeler being out. But the guys that are still playing are still everyday guys here, right? So how much can Dombrowski watch of this and be like, oh yeah, this is a good turnaround? Yeah, and I know Thompson's a player's guy. Tommy, to your point, right? I know Thompson's a player's guy. Like, yeah, maybe we'll host a meeting. I'm thinking about doing some things. How about you throw a wall, right? Or throw a chair through a wall one time, right? Like, show a little emotion. It's just that's the part that like annoys me. Like, you don't have to do it every game, right? But when they're going bad, as we talked about for the last 54 minutes, they go bad. Like, it's not like they win 6 out of 10 or 5 out of 10.
Greg, he's a missionary loser.
Yeah,
and he's missionary in like the way he does his lineups in terms of like not keeping it the same, but like, I'm a missionary in lefty matchups.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be missionary in just what I run out there every day. There's no creativity when things are off.
Yeah.
There's no switch or something when things are off. There's no, like you said, that just go get thrown out of a game, dude. Like, I don't know.
And I'm not gonna kill him for being even keel, but like you said, there's time and place. When you've lost 9 of 10 and you've dropped 6 games in the standings, maybe it's time to yell at some people.
Maybe it's time to call out your guys.
Get a little worked up.
Maybe it's time to call out one of your $300 million man.
Yeah, nobody wants to call anybody out, right? Like,
I'm good with all that, right? Oh yeah, we'll talk to them. We'll handle it. But maybe it's time to call out one of your $300 million men in the media. Don't have to do it all the time, and make sure it's obviously you're going to pick one of your veterans because they can handle it, right? But something's got to change, because I think you call out like someone like Bohm, for example, and I think you lose them forever. Right, but like you call out Trey, you call out Bryce, you call out Kyle. I think they understand where you're coming from.
Why is it so hard just to say, Hey, yo, my stars. You guys know my stars. They got to hit.
Yep.
My best players got to hit. So if somebody in my locker room is going to take offense to the facts of the matter at the professional level, then we're not going to work together. We're not going to be able to work together. Because if you're not going to be able to, if I'm not going to be able to be accountable for my flaws, right? And I got to sit up here and be accountable for everything I do. If I'm a manager like that, which is the type of manager I would be, then you need to be accountable for yours. And I need to tell people that, hey, my guys, they got to be accountable for this stuff too. Because this isn't our type of baseball. These aren't our types of bats, blah, 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 blah. But he just wants to say, this guy works hard. He works hard. We get it, bro. Everybody works hard, right? You kiss everybody's ass later. Are you trying to win a World Series?
Yep.
Or are you trying to kiss everybody's ass?
Yeah, it's a results league. It's a results league.
That's where it, to me, is, listen, I'm not going to yell and scream at guys all the time. You don't need to. But at this level, when I lose, say, 6 out of 7, it might be time. That's when I hit a little bit of panic button. Hit a little panic button. Let me try to get guys going here. Let me say something to get guys going, or let me go in this locker room, guns blazing.
Yeah, I'm not even panic button. I'm just saying, like, maybe it's time to have a little bit of yelling match. You know, it can stay in the locker room. You don't got to tell people about it, but let's get a little riled up here, huh?
Why can't I go in and tell everybody to wake up?
Boiling. Because my blood's boiling. So can someone else's blood get boiling, please?
Everybody wants to talk about how hard it is, right? That's all they want to. Like, it's hard. It's hard. We know how hard it is. I know. I've been around the game for a long time. But what I'll tell you is, okay, it's the players go for your energy. So if you go in there and you just get, hey, let's go. Let's wake up. Let's wake up tomorrow. Let's go. We got to wake up. Something like, something with a little fire. You know he's got no juice to him.
Yeah.
You know he's got no juice to him.
It's going to be monotone anyway.
Yeah, give me a younger guy in here that's got a little something between the legs still. Right? Or it could be an older guy that's got fire.
I love the Phillies tomorrow now, by the way.
But we got rid of the fiery guy. Right? We know we did. So.
Which one?
Well, Girardi had more fire than Rob does. Not saying by a lot.
That's where I was confused, because I'm like, where you go with that one?
Well, he does. I mean,
he does. He did. Yeah.
And he wore players out with it a little bit. So,
yeah.
No,
for sure.
But now we have Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. I'll drive you home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, you want me to take your bags to the car? Right? He's that guy.
We need a little Alex. We need a little, throw Alice Cooper on tomorrow when he gets there. A little no more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
James, I still think they can win. They can win 90 plus. So your 87 wins. I still think they win 90.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I'm not getting majorly concerned, and a lot of it's because our pitching staff is really good, and I know that a lot of these guys, our star guys, are going to hit. And Bryce will be healthy shortly, and I know that Nick's going to get. I mean, wrist inflammation, Greg. It's not.
But he sat all season. He didn't get surgery this all season and tried to rest it. So now thank you for bringing it up, because if you know the wrist was hurting and you got plunked in the elbow, why didn't you just throw him on the DL then? Why'd you try and make him come back? We could have retroacted this back and then called up a guy. We sat there going through a week shorthanded because we wanted to try and go through it. Then he comes back for 2-3 games, and all of a sudden the wrist is hurting again. I just feel like there's something there.
Hold on, Bryce wrist.
Yes.
So Bryce knew about this wrist in the offseason?
Yes. It hurt him last year, where it's bothering him, right? It's always been a bother.
I think Greg is making this more than it is. I think he tweaked something when he came back.
He said he's been dealing with it, and he came into one day and he said there's more pain than there normally is.
Okay.
So if rest in the offseason didn't fix it, what's 10 days on the IL going to do?
This guy's always hurt. Once a contract with 7 years left on.
Good thing they didn't give it to him.
He's always hurt. I don't want to be the one to share the breaking news.
I'm not sure that he's always hurt. This is an
MVP
situation here. No, he's definitely not always hurt.
He's missed time at least.
Okay, he's been hit in the face with a pitch. It's not like he's been fucking hurt.
Well, guys who miss time.
I agree. He's going to miss 10 days, guys. Let's calm the fuck down, all right?
Well, how many days he already missed?
6, 7, 8. I don't know. We're 1-7 or 1-8. I mean, obviously we need him in the lineup.
So he's only going to miss 2 more days?
No, he just went on the IL.
He's only been on the IL. But I'm saying he missed previous when he got hit with the
Okay, but then it's 17 games. That's a lot of games. That becomes a lot of games missed.
I don't think he's going to miss that many.
Well, okay, overall, I'm saying.
But yeah, probably 15.
Yeah, okay. If he misses 30, 35, 30 to 40 a year, that's a lot of games missed.
No shit. Who's saying he's going to miss 40?
I'm just saying he usually does.
I don't know about that.
I do.
I'm going to call bullshit on that.
Dave.
And the only time he missed like a big chunk like that was when he got hit in the face, right?
Oh, did he not get his other hand on there? You fucking moron. He beat it out.
Who, the FSU guy? He shouldn't be sliding, dumb idiot.
Last year he played 145, 23 played 126, 22 he played 99.
That's when he got hit in the face, right?
Probably, yeah. I think that's about right. 21 he played 141, and then 20 was the COVID
short
year.
Season,
he played
58. So there's been one season with under 100 when he got hit in the face.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot of games. Overall, like, what are you talking about, Will? Like, if he's missing 40, 45 games a year, which that averages out to be, that's a lot of baseball. Do the math.
He played over 140 multiple times. That's not, what are you talking about? That's like when everyone, a full season.
Twice.
Yeah, 2 out of 4 that you fucking named.
And how many times under?
Well, 140 games is a full season, though, Tom. That's like missing no time. That's like everyone
126 and then the 99.
145, 150.
Right, 2 and 2. Okay, 2 and 2. But still, it's not like 150. Not 12 games off.
It's one. I mean, I feel like everyone has one DL stint a year. I'm saying it's not like he hasn't had a major injury where he's missed multiple times. Is all I'm saying.
No, I got you. I'm not mad at the guy. I'm not mad at him here. I'm just saying he's hurt all the time. Like, it's not his fault. But if you knew about an injury and you could have did something about it,
that's where
I don't think.
Not only that, but just with the elbow.
Greg is saying.
Just with the elbow.
Well, at least he started wearing a pad. Well,
right, like if you get hit and you know your wrist is hurting, why did we go a whole week down a man? We played a whole week down a man, and I'm not saying it would have been any different, but an extra guy either in the bullpen or the bench would have helped.
But was his wrist hurting though? That's the whole thing.
He came in 3 days later saying, he came back on what, Toronto?
Yeah, after he played. I think you're making it sound like he was. Oh, his wrist was hurt.
It's been hurting for the longest time.
Oh, shut up, Greg.
Okay.
Been hurting for the longest time. Shut up. I think Harper's going to be fine.
Bryce Harper is currently on the 10-day injured list due to a right wrist inflammation. It's the same injury he dealt with throughout last season.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that he's been dealing with it the whole time.
And if he didn't get surgery, so he rested the whole offseason and didn't do anything with it.
What does he have wrong with him that he needs surgery on? It's right wrist inflammation.
But it's a recurring thing, is my point. If he's dealt with it last year, and now all of a sudden it's back and it's worse than it was before the year, or before it got hurt this week, why did we put him on the IL right when he got hit?
I don't think you know what you're talking about. That's where I'm at.
Probably don't. I never do.
I wouldn't say you never do, but right now I don't think you do. He hasn't said, there hasn't been a peep about his wrist hurting at all year until it happened this time.
Because he's a tough guy. He's not going to come out for a wrist injury unless it's worse than it usually is.
Okay, and then you go 7 days on the fucking IL like he did, like he's going. Or 10, whatever the hell it is, the small stint.
Bryce Harper played through lingering pain in his right wrist from May through the end of last season. With the same issue having popped up once again, Harper and the Phillies are taking a different approach in 2025.
Okay, so
the club placed him on the 10-day DL prior to Saturday's game.
So that's a different approach. It's 10-day IL. That's fine. Listen, if
what's different than sitting the all season not doing anything? That's my only point, Wills.
What is he going to do, Greg? What surgery are you having for your wrist unless you have torn ligaments? We're just going to go in there and just make something up? What are you talking about?
It's been long enough to where it's gotten to the point where I can't really function on a baseball field or hit a baseball or anything like that, Harper said. So it's just a good time for me to take some time to get it right.
Okay, so there you go. That's what we're doing. That's fine.
Wow, man. You are so protective.
Who, me?
Yeah, it's amazing.
How am I protective? Greg's not giving us anything here. He said he should have done something in the offseason. What the fuck are you talking about? Done
Well,
what? He doesn't have a torn ligament.
I think I gave you a lot.
No, he hasn't. What? What have you given us?
He gave you a whole report.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You're both idiots. Christ almighty.
I'm not,
he's got inflammation in his wrist.
I'm not taking sides. I would be more on your side naturally if you weren't getting
blown away by you two morons right now.
If you weren't getting calm down, babe. If you weren't getting
I'm fucking calm as hell. What are you talking about? What are you talking about that he should have done in the offseason? He should have squeezed the grip ball? What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I'm just saying it was something that he dealt with last year, right? So if rest is good. If rest is going to be the fix for it, it didn't work in the offseason.
Well, I guess, Greg, my guess is they didn't find anything when they looked at it.
Yeah, as I'm saying, obviously, he didn't have to get anything done to it because there's nothing wrong with it. So he's got some inflammation. Let him take a week off. He'll be fine.
Take the week off when you get hit.
Greg's making it sound like
take the week off when you get hit.
His wrist has a torn ligament, and he's been dealing with it since last year. That's not the truth. I don't think that's the truth at all.
Well, he didn't say torn ligament, though.
I never said anything.
What else do you get a surgery for?
Well, I mean,
I didn't say get surgery. I just said now you're trying to do something. Now all of a sudden the rest is going to help. That's all.
You did say get surgery. Why
did you get surgery?
No, we want to rewind tape, but we like to rewind.
I said do something different.
You did say get surgery. You did say.
And something different is that he went on the IL, right? Because that's different than last year. So there you go.
And all my point in the IL is why didn't you go on when you get hit?
Well, it wasn't hurting when he got hit.
He said it was.
No, he didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Wes, I'm Switzerland here, and you don't tell me what he did.
He said that it's bothered him when he came back out of that Baltimore or where was he playing? Blue Jays game, right? That's the first time he said it's been worse. So it hasn't bothered him until then. So what are we talking about?
This became worse than ever.
That's what Greg just read, right?
Well, it can only be worse if it bothers you.
Or it hasn't been bothering you.
No, it's worse. No, if something doesn't bother you, it doesn't get worse.
That's fine. Guess what? When you're old, shit bothers you all the time.
Yeah, but then it gets worse. Like I have things in me that get worse, and I say it gets worse. I don't say.
You take a break and you're good.
I don't say this came out of nowhere. This really hurts. But I don't come out and say this really hurts now, right? I say, oh, this got worse. That's not fun, right? So when you say worse, Wills, don't you dare right now.
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna say that means he just think he couldn't play through it at the moment.
It sounds like
that's a different approach than last year. Like last year, it was bothering him and he played through it.
Well, yeah,
so we are going a different approach. Is that not correct?
Yeah, but he is trying to play. He did try to play through it. It got worse, and now
No, they said last year. But what Greg just said, if we're gonna go by gospel of what Greg said, because you were telling me that's correct, he said they're going with a different approach this year because last year he played through it. And it didn't get better. So this year they put him on the IL. So let's see what happens. Correct?
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Absolutely.
Yeah. Sure. I think I just owned both you motherfuckers.
I don't know what you own. I don't know what you own. I mean, if that gets you to sleep good night. Crumb of the week.
Sure.
Brian Wilson.
That's fine.
We're thinking he actually owned something. There was something to be owned here. For Daddy. Look at Daddy Wilson. Daddy Harper. Crumb of the week, Dad Harper.
We're 1-7 without him in the lineup. Clearly, we need him to be healthy. So whatever it's going to take for him to get healthy, and get back in the lineup.
I agree. My crumb is this Phillies offense. So
oh my God, yeah.
There's no other crumbs for the week besides the Phillies offense, and they're brutal.
Oh yeah, I'm right with you.
It's tough to watch. This is definitely a series that okay, you lose 2 games of it, you're like, all right, but you can't get swept. And you can't, and then you get great pitching and your offense is non-existent. So it just tells me you're playing down the competition. You're not focused enough. When you have this much money in the lineup, these kind of stretches equal not focused. That's what these stretches equal. And this
100%.
You can't be this bad on the road either, babe. Right? So there's other factors here too. You cannot be this bad on the road. And they're my crumbs because they haven't played good road baseball. And, the time I got to watch Friday, Saturday, and that was the worst offensive performances I've watched in a long time. Today, I just wasn't around.
And that's just because you haven't watched enough, right? Like, to your point, right? Like, the last 10 days, that's what it's been.
And a double crumb to Bohm. Know your situation, Alex.
Yep.
Come on.
Bohm
what
was
a terrible at bat in the ninth today. With a good opportunity to tie the game.
And I've stuck up for him for a while, but he looks selfish at the plate.
Yeah, that's a selfish move, swinging at the first pitch there. And also, I want to say that I don't want to get too nervous about it because I hate closes in a non-closed situation. But Romano looked like shit the other day.
Oh, he's done. He's done. You can't go back to that. You can't go back to that. He had a 2-week stretch where
he's done.
he had a 2-week stretch where you plausibly could have gotten away with him, but he's done. You can't go back to that.
I don't know that he's done, but I still don't like him. I don't like him in a non-safe situation. But
I'm not
sure who else you are going to put in right there. But.
Well, that's exactly. Which sucks even worse because no one's in the cupboard.
Yeah, because I don't trust Kirkring either. Struck out a couple guys today after let up a run.
Well, they got to go trade for somebody. They got to bring somebody up from the minors that's a flamethrower that they hope can just be.
If they're so dead set on that Painter's going to be a starter, which it seems like that's what they're saying, then does Abel go to the pen? I mean, because you got to keep Abel up now. He definitely belongs.
You know what's crazy? I don't know if it still is, so obviously don't quote me, but I felt like like a couple weeks ago, month ago, AAA had like the best bullpen in the minors. But these guys come up here and they stink.
Well, I mean, it's a tough situation when you're young, but still, to me, it's like sink or swim almost with the bullpen guys. You know what I mean? Because you never know. They fluctuate year in and year out. Guys will have good year, bad year, good year, bad year. So if guys aren't pitching well, see ya. Whatever.
Bring we got just start a revolving door with the bullpen.
Yeah, obviously.
Like Ryan go, you stink, you're gone.
Yep.
Nick Johnson, you stink, you're gone.
You're gone. See ya. I'm right with you on that, Greg. I mean, you got a month and a half to figure it out till the trade deadline.
We sure do.
Yeah. All right, there's my crumbs. What do you guys got? I got to pay.
No, I'm right with you. I was just crumb up the Phillies offense and
I'm good there. I'm good there.
We good? We good?
I will say that I love watching college baseball.
I enjoy it too.
I'm hooked.
It's awesome. It's so awesome.
The ping just gets you going.
It does. It
really does.
We love you all. Go enjoy your pings. We'll see you next Sunday night.
Let's win some games this week, huh?
Yeah, hopefully we have a better week. It's nice to come back next week and be like, "See, look, we ran a little bit, and we're back, So we love you. It's agree, disagree. HED Radio.
Otto Kemp home run tomorrow.
Phillies win tomorrow too. That's Brian Wilson. That's Greg Mwagvik. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there. Oh, enjoy your work week. We love yous. We out.